Damn, it feels good to be back as the Chopper Hunter, boy. Man, I love how oblivious that guy was to think that no one was on the roof about to take him out. Man, what a dumbass. Anyway, hashtag Chopper Hunter. So, as you can see from the screen, we got Battle Station. This is the gameplay I was telling you guys about, where I do so well that it's so long that it's perfect for what I need to talk about. And if you haven't guessed, today is that day where I talk about something specific that has recently happened, and I just need the time to talk about it. And this gameplay, and if you're not interested in what I have to talk about, I highly advise you not to click off the video yet. Watch the gameplay. Mute me if you want. I can give less of a fuck if you don't care about what I have to say. At least watch the gameplay, because the gameplay in itself is a reason why you should watch this video. So now that that's all done, you'd have to excuse me. And by the time I'm recording this video, I'm just getting over pneumonia. It's not fun. Probably the worst. This is worse than probably when I had it in. This is definitely worse than when I had it when I was in 4th grade. Just took, for whatever reason, took me a shorter amount of time to get over it though. So if you hear a lot of coughing, I can't help it. It's just something that happens when I'm in the middle of talking for some reason. Okay. So I'll tell you this much, man. I do not apologize for what I'm going to say in this video. If for some reason you are salty about what I say, then this is the wrong fucking place to be. Because this channel is where you are entitled to your opinions. Because apparently the world, and America in particular, has a problem with trying to figure out that people have other opinions than yourself. So I'm here to break the norm and say you are entitled to your opinion, but do not come at somebody for having an opposing one. If this video sparks some sort of discussion, by all means have a discussion. I'm not here to see arguments in my goddamn comments section. If it comes to that, motherfucker, you're benched. That's all I can say. Now I will say this. After watching the Royal Rumble a few weeks ago at this point, by the time this video is uploaded, I have to say that was probably overall one of the most okay, solid shows I've seen WWE put on in a long time. But there is that one very big blemish. Actually, there's two of them. One was Roman Reigns coming out at number 30 for whatever reason. The other one, John Cena winning the World Championship. I said it several times already, and I'm going to stand by what I said. John Cena wins the championship again. Look at that motherfucker who just smashed into the top of that. He was slave one. You could have, I don't know why. I do the same thing in this video too. Like, you're gonna see me pick up the Millennium Falcon and I'm gonna smash into the Star Destroyer. Very, very sad. I'm still mad at myself that I did that. But yeah. So as I was saying, I'm going to stand by what I said. And I'm going to straight up say, after watching that, I just can't watch WWE anymore, man. And here are the reasons why. I'm not upset at the actual match that took place. I thought the match was very good. I enjoyed the shit out of it, regardless of the outcome. Despite the outcome, I should say. It was a very good match. There was nothing that will change my mind about it. The outcome of the match itself, I really was not expecting. I did not think that they were going to do that, because I thought that they would value AJ Styles and what he's done leading up to that point, and they would let him hold the title until WrestleMania, and if they wanted to have him lose the title up until that point, by all means, they could have done it. I was a firm believer that AJ should have held the title going into Mania. because I don't see why. I just don't see why why they wouldn't. Now, Cena winning as a fan not only made me upset because now he's in conversation with Ric Flair for the most title reigns. It's a tie now at this point. And what makes me upset about that is, I mean, this could be the same for Ric Flair. I really don't know off the top of my head because I wasn't watching wrestling. So if I'm wrong, please let me know respectfully. I think within the last 7 years of me watching wrestling, every time John Cena has held a world championship, he probably hasn't held it more than 3 months. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but when I watch a Ric Flair match on the WWE Network, he seems to have had relatively decently long title reigns. I could be wrong, but if I am wrong, please let me know. I haven't done research of that type of stuff. I just don't have time to see how long his title reigns were compared to Cena's. I'm pretty sure Cena had some decently long title reigns that probably lasted 6 months, but I haven't seen them. Judging by what I've seen in the last 7 years of me watching wrestling, I haven't seen it. So, if I haven't seen it, as far as I'm concerned, it hasn't happened. But, even though there might be one, who knows? So, and for the record, Cena also has a lot more entertaining matches. Not Cena. No, I'm sorry, Ric Flair. Why would I even say that? Cena. John Cena doesn't even have half. Yep, I fucked up on that. John Cena doesn't even have half the entertaining matches I've seen Ric Flair put on, because I've seen Ric Flair put on some pretty fucking good matches, man. Every match I seem to watch on the WWE Network, whether it's him with Steamboat, I saw one with Hawk from the Road Warriors that was relatively decent. Let's put it this way: most of the time when I watch a Ric Flair match, I'm entertained. When I watch a Cena match, the difference between him and Cena, to me, is the fact that when I watch a Cena match, I'm watching somebody being carried throughout most of the match, because it's not me hating John. This is not me hating on John Cena. It's a pretty well-known fact that depending on how good Cena's opponent is, that's how good he's going to look in the match. Because Cena doesn't have a terrific wrestling ability. Quite frankly, I don't think he can wrestle well at all. I just think he pulls off these moves out of his ass sometimes and gets lucky out of it. Like he pulled off some sort of shit, what the hell's that? He pulled off some sort of flippy thing, I don't know, at the Royal Rumble on AJ Styles that had me like, okay, that was impressive. I'll give him his credit for that, because I don't think I've ever seen him do that. I don't think I've ever seen him do that. So, but at the same time, you have to wonder, he's in with AJ Styles. AJ Styles makes anyone good, because he's just that fucking good at what he does. Jesus Christ. Just being sick is not fun, folks. It's not fun. Anyway. So, as far as I'm concerned, in most departments, I consider Ric Flair a better overall 16-time champion compared to Cena. As far as human being stuff goes, I mean, I've heard John Cena is somewhat of a good human being. I also hear he's a dick. So I'm not going to make a judgment on whether or not he's a good wrestler or whatever based on his personal relationship with fans, or how he treats them, or how he treats other people behind the scenes. I'm here when it comes to the wrestlers behind the scenes, Cena is known to be a huge dick. But just ask Alex Riley. Everyone knows about that. If you don't, then you're living under a rock, as far as I'm concerned. But, what else, man? You know, I think what really makes me upset, though, is the fact that WWE continues to push guys that are really, at this point, are still past their prime. You know? They're doing it now with Goldberg and Brock. I mean, I'm hearing Brock is gonna Not Brock. I'm hearing Goldberg's gonna win the title against Kevin Owens at Fastlane. And I haven't watched it. It's just that that's what I read on my timeline. When I read stuff like that on my timeline, it, it makes me upset because I'm a huge Kevin Owens fan. Kevin Owens is my favorite wrestler on the roster, or was, since I'm not watching anymore, but he's still my favorite. And quite frankly, you know, it's not, I don't know, watching WWE over the last 7 years hasn't been the same to me anymore. It's not, I don't feel like I used to feel, you know. It's not just Cena winning the title that made me want to stop watching it. Of course, it was he had a very big factor leading into that. But I feel like over the last 6.5, 7 years of me watching WWE, specifically WWE, not wrestling in general, I feel like their overall product has gotten significantly worse since then. You see the same tired old shit with guys who really don't deserve to be getting pushed but get pushed anyway because it's the machine that's feeding them. And they're making fans have to watch this shit. Like, how many times did we have to see Roman Reigns get who's a spitting image of John Cena? Not physically, but in terms of how they push him, he's a spitting image of John Cena from 2006 and 2007. And it's making fans, quite frankly, it's just making us angry. That's what it's doing. You're seeing somebody with limited talent who's being pushed by the machine, and we're all forced to watch it. Like I said, how many times has he had a fucking title shot against Kevin Owens in the last 2.5, 3 months? And I don't know, man. As far as I'm concerned, when Edge retired and when CM Punk left, it wasn't the same for me watching wrestling. Because Edge was my favorite guy on the roster at the time. He's still my favorite wrestler of all time. When he made his entrance and when he did all that shit he did in the ring with the spears and stuff, I felt the way where I had never felt watching any type of TV related program in my life. It was fucking great. He had the altar bridge going, like his theme song, which was by one of my favorite bands. That's basically the name of the band, Alter Bridge. He had the song going for him. He had, what else did he have? He had the look. He had the tattoos. He had the fucking moveset. He just had the overall likability of a wrestler. I don't know. And when CM Punk, at first I was kind of iffy with, because when I started watching wrestling, I'm like, who the fuck are all these guys? You know what I mean? So, but overall, over time, I grew to like the guy. I grew to enjoy his work. I grew to appreciate what he did in the ring, because he was one of the best in-ring performers WWE had at that time. And when he left after Royal Rumble 2014, which is the year Batista won, if you all don't remember, I'm sure some of you do, because you were probably raging all over Twitter about that shit when I was like, okay, Batista won. But, I just, when he left, it was becoming more and more unwatchable as the days went by. Not that it was much more watchable during those years. I mean, I think leading up to that fact, WWE had one of the worst years creatively. Well, I mean, I think after the fact. I think I said after the fact. After the fact, WWE had one of the worst years they've had creatively in 2015, and probably one of their worst years in general, because everyone was getting injured and shit, and their product was overall unwatchable. Then you had 2016, which was pretty much a spitting image. I mean, I don't know, like, is it just me, or am I the only one who just doesn't get any enjoyment out of watching the product anymore? I still love watching wrestling. I can watch TNA and Ring of Honor all I want, man. I can watch TNA when it comes on Pop. I can watch TNA not TNA. I can watch Ring of Honor every time they air a new episode on their from the week on their website. I mean, I still have wrestling to watch. It's just that WWE has no longer kept my interest in shit. And I'll tell you this much: I'll watch up to WrestleMania. Like, I'll pay attention going into WrestleMania, but after WrestleMania, I'm done. Like, there's nothing more to keep me there anymore. There's nothing keeping me interested in watching their product. And Cena winning the title, tying Flair's record, and I kind of say that with air quotes because apparently Ric Flair has a total of like 26 title wins that WWE does not want to acknowledge. So, I don't know. I think the even worse fact is that Cena's gonna fucking break the title reign at some point, which is, I don't even want to be there for that. So, it's best I cut my losses now, and just accept it. I'm not angry at the fact that it happened. I'm just a little upset at the fact that it had to happen so soon, because I asked the question, if this is what they had planned for Cena, what's going to happen to AJ Styles at WrestleMania? I don't know. That's what I'm fearful of. Very fearful of it. Anyway, as you guys have seen, this gameplay was actually pretty beast of me. That's pretty much my rant. If you enjoyed, let me know in the comments section. If you didn't, and you want to fucking spread hate about it, fuck off. That's just how I feel. I think I gave some pretty solid reasons as to why I wouldn't watch WWE anymore, but it's whatever. It's up to you to decide. It's up to you to interpret what I said. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.